Good morning and thanks for watching Times News with me, Elvis Solahola. First, the headlines. Government announces measures to deal with foreign exchange trading on the black market. Malawi Defence Force Commander General George Alexander Jaffu calls for more collaboration to strengthen security. In other news, police in Mzuzu arrest 4 family members in connection with the murder of a 67-year-old man. Those were the headlines. Let's now take a look at the stories in detail. Government has announced measures to deal with foreign exchange trading on the black market. Minister of Finance Joseph Mwanamveka says government to track large volumes of cash circulating outside the formal banking system. Mwanamveka made the remarks during a press conference in Lilongwe. Rebecca Matemba has more.
The minister says the DPP administration will implement physical discipline measures to reduce non-productive expenditure. Mwanamveka said the government's goal is to stabilize the economy and improve key fundamentals, including inflation, reserved money, and interest rates.
Also to zero in on issue of public debt. Because we deal with public debt, we are also dealing with issue of monetary policy. We're also dealing issues about the exchange rate, because if you spend much, it means you're also pumping money into the system. We want to deal with that. There are also other issues. For example, you have noted that the former government spent a lot of money for importing of vehicles, new vehicles. Actually, we'll be surprised that a poor country like Malawi, how can we afford that kind of maybe vehicles? Those are the issues we want to cut on. For example, packets of very expensive, those that use a lot of fuel. We need to look at that. Look at the issue of travel and many others.
He noted that when previous DPP-led government left in office in 2020, Malawi had strong reserve of over $1 billion. And he said government is eager to restore the stability. According to Mwanamveka, Malawi delegation to United States of America for IMF spring meetings was to lobby for assistance in food security, fuel, fertilizer availability, as well as economic stabilization.
The Institute of People Management in Malawi will proceed with the news as Times has established rising vandalism cases of manhole covers in Blantyre. Officials say the development poses a serious threat to motorists and pedestrians. As Isaac Salima reports, Blantyre City Council says it is helpless on the matter.
Theft of manhole covers has lately increased in the commercial city, as most of the points which we visited have been vandalized and rendered bare, thereby contributing to bad smell in the city and also posing risks to motorists and other road users. Blantyre City Council Chief Executive Officer Dennis Chinseu said that within a month, over 40 manhole covers have been stolen. In a written response, Chinseu said that this puts the lives of motorists and other pedestrians in danger. He also added that this also frustrates their efforts to maintain safe and functional infrastructure. The CEO said that the council is helpless on the issue because the metal manhole covers have been used for scrap. Chinseu said that after the metals were stolen, they switched to concrete ones and removed the metal ones, thinking that they would be safer, but the concrete ones have also been vandalized. The CEO further said that they are trying to find other means of handling the situation, considering that it will be difficult to find the other options. The problem has not spared the residents, as the vandals have also been invading communities to steal the metals. In areas like Giromon in the city, the problem is also rampant, as most of the manhole covers for things like septic tanks were stolen. the boom of the scrap metals business has been blamed for orchestrating the problem. However, dealers in the business have previously dismissed the assertions.
Government has warned it will start shutting down tourism facilities that do not meet hospitality standards. Director of Administration in the Ministry of Tourism, Esther Nyirenda, has since called on players in the hospitality sector to improve and follow set standards. Nyirenda was speaking at an award ceremony for Sunbird employees in Lilongwe. Bimpelo Malimba reports.
Nyirenda observed that for Malawi to have more tourists, it needs the best hotels, lodges and restaurants, among others, which need to be sustained.
For us to have so many tourists to come into the country, they will look at the best hotels or the best lodges. So as a ministry, we normally we license these hotels, so we do and assess them. We have our standards, minimum standards that they have to meet. So standards are very important.
Sunbelt Tourism PLC Head of Corporate Services, Edward Kyunga, said the awards pose as a step towards improving and maintaining operation standards at its 9 hotels across the country.
We do all this with our guests in mind, that if we serve our guests better, they will come again. If we clean our rooms better, our guests will come again. If they look at our gardens that they are well tended, they will also come again. So we focus our efforts on our guests as well as on our staff.
Sunbelt Waterfront and Livingstonia General Manager Elad Savara, who won the General Manager of the Year award, attributed the award to teamwork and innovative ways that were introduced at the 2 hotels. Apart from the General Manager of the Year award, the Malawi Stock Exchange listed company splashed various prizes to Employee of the Year, Supervisor of the Year from all its units, and Maintenance Hotel of the Year, Housekeeping Hotel of the Year, and Hotel of the Year awards, among others. On the other hand, staff members who have served the company for a long period of up to 35 years received certificates of long service and shopping vouchers worth between 430,000 kwacha.
Malawi Defence Force Commander General George Alexander Jaffu has pledged to work together with other agencies to strengthen security. General Jaffu said this at Kamuzu Barracks in Nilongwe on Friday, when he received the sword of command from his predecessor, General Valentino Piri. The ceremony was also marked General Valentino Piri's retirement after 45 years of service to the nation. Brenda Kayo reports.
President Peter Mutharika appointed Jaffu as the new chief of the Malawi Defence Force on October 5, replacing Piri, who served as the 17th Chief of Defence for 2 years. In his remarks during the takeover of Swords of Command, Jaffu says there is need for collaboration among security agencies, saying that the Malawi Defence Force, Malawi Police, Department of Immigration, Prison and National Intelligence unite, they can achieve a common goal that benefits the country. He also says his administration will focus on addressing issues such as illegal migration, human trafficking, illegal mining, and natural disasters.
I think previously we were working in isolation. The Malawi Police Service would be doing their own thing, and us will be doing thing. But I want to bring all these organizations together so that we can work together for the benefit of national security of this country.
The outgoing Chief of Defence, General Valentino Piri, has urged the Malawi Defence Force and the Malawi government to modernize its security departments, particularly the Malawi Air Force. Piri, who performed his last military activity by inspecting a guard of honor at the event, commended the men in uniform for their professionalism and urged them to continue upholding the high standards.
My concept was to look at the soldier first, and that has been the cornerstone that propelled my philosophy. And in this, I wanted to develop the competences of the soldier, but also look at the welfare of the soldier. And from there, look at capabilities. Now, if you ask me today, then certainly I'm looking at myself through a reflection to say that 95-99%
With his retirement, Pili handed over the swords of command to Jafu as the Chief of Defense.
We'll be back with more news after the break.
Staying connected to the great entertainment on GoTV is easy. Even if you see one of these, it's a common E16 error and could have been caused by one of these three issues. 1. Your account might be temporarily suspended and a payment top-up can help you get back in action. 2. You may have forgotten to power up your decoder when you made the payment. No worries, it happens. 3. Maybe the channel you're looking for isn't part of your current package. But no matter what the cause, GoTV's self-service channels are here to help you tackle decoder issues with ease. Choose from the My GoTV app, the GoTV website, or simply dial the USSD number. It's as simple as that. Just pick the option that suits you best. So don't let that pesky E16 take over your screen and keep loving your favorite TV error-free with GoTV. Love it.
Stuck on you. Ooh, obsessed with you. I'm obsessed.
With Showmax, your favorite characters now follow you anywhere. Download it today and watch the best in local, international, and everything in between.
Welcome back. Police in Mzuzu have arrested 4 family members in connection with the murder of a 67-year-old man. The deceased, Gerard Chirwa, who was a motorcycle taxi operator, went missing last month. His body has been found in a decomposed state at Kaningina Forest. Samuel Garimira has more on events surrounding the murder.
There was a somber mood at Kaningina Forest when the police, medical personnel and some communities ferried the body into an ambulance from where the suspect dumped it. The body was found with some parts dismembered and it has been buried at Sonda in Mzuzu City. Mzuzu Police Deputy Public Relations Officer Cecilia Mfune said the deceased had a disagreement with his wife, Margaret Zimba, aged 44, over land, who together with his children and another suspect came up with a plot to kill him. She identified the other suspect as Chikondi Chirwa, 21, Rapsod Chirwa, 18, and Chisomo Nkambule, 27.
This man, the deceased, took the matter to court, and according to the court judgment, the family members were not pleased. That was why they prompted to kill him, and they planned with another suspect who is not a family member to kill him.
Mfune said at around 10 a.m. on September 9 this year, Nkambule hired Chirwa's motorcycle from St. John of God, pretending to transport charcoal. Upon arrival at the forest, he met the third suspect and together they strangled Chirwa with a rope. Traditional authority Tura expressed shock over the incident. The police said the suspects have been charged with murder and will appear in court on Monday.
Non-profit organisation Child Help has encouraged parents to act quickly and take their children to the hospital if they show signs of hydrocephalus and spina bifida. Officials made the call at a ceremony to commemorate people with hydrocephalus and spina bifida in Blantyre. Veronica Gafumpe reports.
Speaking at the event, the executive director of Child Help, Blessings Japweteka, said the problem of hydrocephalus is caused by infections such as malaria and meningitis, especially when the child is 3 months old. Japweteka stated that meningitis causes the blockage of blood vessels in the head, which initiates the swelling of the head. Therefore, Japweteka has urged the government to take action in helping children live with this problem.
Have to hold hands together, NGOs, the government, policymakers, to make sure that we are putting action towards these people. There have to be policies that are in place to help these people when they go to the hospital.
And one of the officials from Malawi Council of Disability Affairs, Stella Mpunga, said Malawians should work together to reduce the discrimination against the children with these disabilities by remembering the rights that these children have according to the laws of Malawi.
I've heard about this. As Makoda, we are now going to do more, a little more on the awareness, so that the nation knows about this condition and know where to refer them accordingly.
Therefore, one of the parents of children with this problem, Grace Konje, has encouraged her fellow parents who have children with this condition not to lose hope but to rush to the hospital for help.
Public Procurement and Disposal of Assets Authority says introduction of free secondary school education will create business opportunities for Malawians. This comes after the government announced that secondary education will be free from January next year. PPDA Director General Eddington Chirabondo says local suppliers will have the opportunity to supply goods to the schools, which will be fully funded by government. For more on this, here is Sam Karimira.
Chirapondwa was speaking during a training session of contractors, suppliers and other business people about the Malawi National Electronic Procurement System, a digital platform which allows people to register with PPDA and follow updates without physically visiting PPDA offices. He said the authority decided to equip the local suppliers. Looking ahead of business opportunities the government is geared to create, including the 5 billion kwacha constituency development fund, which will be disbursed in councils.
With the gladness, it's good news, because business will be conducted at the district level. So if we have local, and we are going to look into that seriously. And even the manifesto of the government, they have said 5 billion in each and every constituency. We are also, as PPDA, we are geared up to ensure we equip the district offices with the right people to handle procurement and maintain the business into the local people.
One of the participants, Oswell Nkata of Peter's group of companies, hoped local suppliers will now start getting better contracts from the government.
That's a very good development. If corruption cannot be in that monies, because this is we're talking theory, but when we go practical, we will find that there are some challenges. So if those officers can improve by really maintaining that money to be used fairly to indigenous Malawian, we won't face problems. It will be a good time for us to go in that way.
PPDA has been conducting road shows in Mzuzu City and in some selected areas in Mzimba North, sensitizing people how the Malawi National Electronic Procurement System operates.
In other news, Central High International School has recognized students who performed well in the 2024-25 academic year. The school conducts prize presentation ceremonies for students every year. The school's board chairperson, Ifan Beda, says such ceremonies encourage healthy competition and inspires learners to aim higher. Veronica Gafumpe has more in this report read by Sam Banda Jr.
Beda said academic recognition goes beyond awarding prizes as it drives students to work harder and excel in all aspects of their education.
We exist for our students and for our parents. And if we continue to motivate our staff, if we continue to motivate our students, they in turn will produce results, and that in turn lifts the image of the school. So at the end of the day, schools exist for students. So the better they do, the better we do. and the better our profile is as an international school. It's very encouraging to see that year upon year the numbers are going up. The number of children achieving awards are on the increase. It tells us that the team on the ground is doing exactly as they should be doing, and that the quality is on the increase, the quality is on the up, and everything is moving in the direction it should be moving in.
Chief Executive Officer for the Institute of Chartered Accountants in Malawi, ICAM, Noel Zigowa, said motivation plays a key role in helping students realize their full potential.
It is very important that these students must be encouraged all the time, because looking at studies, it requires resilience, it requires commitment, it requires discipline, and this is encouraging the students to be more disciplined and focused on their studies. And we believe that indeed we are building leaders of tomorrow. This is just the beginning. We are looking at the students to be future leaders, and they have to be focused in their future endeavors.
One of the awardees, Megan Mwajande, urged fellow learners to remain focused on their dreams to achieve their educational goals.
Through hard work, and I'm personally Catholic, so with God guiding me, I honestly feel that you can achieve anything as long as you trust in yourself and trust in God.
The event celebrated 103 outstanding students across the Cambridge Checkpoint, IGCSE and A-Level examination series for the 2024-25 academic year.
And that's the news. But before we go, the headlines again. Government announces measures to deal with foreign exchange trading on the black market. MDF commander calls for more collaboration to strengthen security. In other news, police in Mzuzu arrest 4 family members in connection with the murder of a 67-year-old man. My name is Elvis Soha. Good morning.